glass, but I ended up fucking with my homie, and I grabbed his head and like smashed it into the glass and split his whole face open.
Yeah.
And when he lifted his head up, it was just like
And he loved it.
blood everywhere. Oh, we were on a blast.
You like pain.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
not necessarily like it. I'm like a half an idiot, so I can just deal with it very easily. But this engineer, all of a sudden, like shit goes silent. We hear like.
Yeah, like where's the end song? And they say, yeah.
Engineer was out. EMT showed up.
I was gonna say, was 911 call?
No, they called 911. They got paramedics in.
So that was just
that was quite a show.
I can't do eyelids
Were
or
you here?
eyeballs. No.
No, we had different hosts.
I would have passed out if I saw the eyeball
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Everything else I can handle.
Yeah.
But that brings up a question now. When did you find out that you could tolerate pain more than most people?
Man, I hear this
What a
question
mean.
a lot, and you know what? Really, when I think back, because really, with
Well, I know you're getting married, so you're going to experience more pain. But.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. This has been prep up until now, right? But it was really one of those things where you look back and sideshow is something that's not just physical and you go nuts and like you hurt yourself. That's part of it. My show is a little more sideshow meets jackass, so there's a lot more just dumb shit involved.
Right.
But you really need to rehearse it. You need to know a bit. You need to, be able to have verbiage. You have to display this properly as, an actual feat, like a stunt. But I always, noticed that I was always a physical kid growing up. Loved like skateboarding, extreme, sports, martial arts, stuff like that. And when I looked back before I got into sideshow, when I was in like middle school and high school, I was that fucking idiot that would be hanging out at a party, we'd drink, and I'd smash my head through a wall and make my friends laugh, or set something on fire, and it normally was myself. So I always kind of just did dumb shit, just like giggles for like my homies. Right. And then who the hell would have known it snowballed into like a fucking career. It's like, wait a minute, so the shit I used to do back in the day that I get in trouble for and like arrested, you're going to pay me to do out here? Fucking all right.
You realize you went to different high school parties than I did. We weren't smashing our heads against the wall.
Well, neither was anybody else at the party.
Right.
It's usually just me.
Right. So those are some interesting parts. Now, here's a story that if you guys don't know the whole biography, and I'll do it real quick. Bobby, are we still live?
No.
No. Are we going to be live?
No, it's not.
Okay, great.
Jump on the phone. You got your phone.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to do the phone thing. Thanks, Bobby.
I use your phone.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do the phone thing.
Hand it to me.
That's okay. It's okay. We're going to do the phone thing. Okay. So let me I'm just pausing to do the phone thing. As I pause, I do want to mention that we have another sponsor, Hillary'sVanity.com. They're back. They're sponsoring us. They were our first sponsor when we went to Skid Row Studios.
All right.
And Hillary's Vanity, go to their website, everybody, because they have clothes to the gothic fashions for, and just, you don't have to be gothic. There's crazy, fun dresses, corsets, umbrellas, all sorts of crazy stuff, hats, and from sizes small to 4XL. Wow. So since we have a range of body types in here, she can fit them all. Okay. And that's I was at the warehouse and talked to Hillary. That said there's some great news that I can't say. I'm sworn to secrecy, but a lot of stuff going on at Hillary's Vanity. So go to Hillary'sVanity.com. Now we're going to start the video again. So here we go. I'm going to do this.
Some technical difficulties. Are we actually live now?
All
the people can see us now.
We're actually live now. Okay, you can't turn your show when you're live. So I'm going to do this thing again. So I wish I would have known. I would have done the laptop. Here we go. That's Dangerous D. That's Toni Taylor. And that's
Hannah Bakk.
My co-host. Hannah Bakk's the co-host. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday!
Birthday tomorrow?
It's actually Saturday, but we're doing the party tomorrow at the Rainbow.
Saturday.
So, yeah.
Aquarius.
It's not your birthday yet. It's like birthday week.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You gotta celebrate all month.
That's right.
So you're all invited to the Rainbow tomorrow night,
Yes,
I think.
yeah.
I don't know if you just met everybody, but I think
Band
so.
playing. Yeah.
And I'll be there, and we may have some gifts for you later on.
You should show the people watching your pretty face because you're the host of the show.
Well, I'm still trying to reconnect. This is going to be ridiculous. Anyway, so the audio is going to be good.
Give that to Bobo so he can do his thing.
The connection's not.
Whatever. That's all right. Bobby, if you can just sort of, it'll go back on and off, and people will bitch about it. Okay, but I haven't figured out the video in the room, and our old studio, the video's all taken care of.
Yeah.
So I haven't figured it out. So here's the whole story about Dangerous D. In a nutshell, we talked about before. Grew up in Baltimore, and you were one of the few white people in the neighborhood, and you were running into walls. So everybody thought all white people were like you.
Pretty much.
And then you've developed kind of a jackass act, was doing stuff on the internet, and then you sort of became more of a sideshow performer. You moved to LA, and you've been killing it in LA.
Things have been unfreaking believable, honestly.
This is not the first time Hannah's seen you. It took her like all week, but then today she's like, oh wait, I went to Knotfest, which is
that guy.
Slipknot, the heavy metal band, has a festival.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, I tried to staple him, but he wouldn't let. I couldn't get to him.
Blackest of the black too. I was trying to
that was because all my security.
Oh, you went to the Danzig Blackest of the Black, another heavy metal festival.
Right, I do my own solo show anywhere.
Yeah.
Like literally, even like little kid parties, all the way to like triple X-rated bachelorette parties. I try to cut out the cursing and wear prettier makeup, but
no. Last time I saw you was at Scare LA, the horror festival.
But yeah, so I do my solo acts, just my own set. But I also recently have developed the Dangerous D Shock Show, which I have about 100 performers under that umbrella. Right. Everything from little people to bearded ladies, the whole deal, and we do huge festivals.
Right.
Ozfest, Knotfest, Sabroso, Music, Warped to like huge events.
Right.
And it's gotten insane, man. It's gotten gnarly. We really met like all my heroes, done the whole deal, and I never thought that I would actually be making a living running a fucking circus.
And you are. It's a crazy circus.
Yeah.
Because I last time except for Scare LA when I saw you and you were doing your show, I hadn't seen you in a couple of years, and you're just blowing up. You're in every festival. You're there.
I just got contracts.
And you never need another host because you could bar because I'm available. Exactly. I need the money, but that's okay.
Right. Well, I'd like to hang out with you in. Now that you're back, we're gonna start bringing you in.
All right, we'll figure it out.
You got that, baby, for sure.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
You might want to think about Toni. Now, Toni, I saw you. I was at the A to Z. I hope this is on because I know Daryl's going to be pissed if it's not. I was at a show a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
The A to Z comedy tour.
That's right.
Which they put me on the poster and billed me as Dark Dave. And
yes, I get that all the time.
Yeah,
too.
It's like my picture, Dark Dave. So
they messed up.
Yeah, well, they didn't mess up with the headliners because you and who's the headliner? There was
there's
the last
Dexter.
guy.
Okay, so the last guy was Keith. Look around.
Keith Morris, Keith Morris. I'm sorry, it's a David Scabby, who's been on in Wayans Brothers movies, and he's great. So it was one of these shows. It started off, and I hate to say it, but it started off
slow,
very slow. It started off, and it just got funnier and funnier as it went along. I was in the middle. And I think I kind of jolted it up a little bit. And
I love drag.
Yeah, and then it just kept going. And then I saw Toni. I was watching. I was admiring. I was telling the other comics. I was like, she's just setting it up and knocking it down. Now you've been doing it. You have to have been doing this for a while.
I appreciate that.
Have you?
I have. I've been doing this for about. Let's see, my son. Like almost 19 years.
Wow.
But I work like a 9 to 5. So. It's a nightlife, so it's kind of like, a lot of people, when they see me, they know I haven't just began.
Yes.
Because they can see my style, but then they're like, well, who the hell are you? Where have you been?
Exactly.
You're not new. So it's kind of one of those, like, catch-22, like, they're like, I loved it. They're like, well, where have you been? I haven't seen you.
That's exactly the reaction I had, because I thought I go way back myself.
Yeah.
And I've never seen you.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed.
I gotta get out more, huh?
Well, you really don't.
Nobody's gonna knock on my door. Excuse me, Toni.
Well, actually, now I might. I'm just saying.
No, but you had a follow. You had a whole. It was like a whole.
I had my crew.
Sex and the City, like gaggle of girls with you.
I had my crew there. I did. Yeah, like I had a hype man. She's I'm hyping. I'm hyping.
Girls trip. I'm sorry. They had a whole
we gotta get a girls trip. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a whole girls trip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which we love.
10 years old. Oh, she's great.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah, get her book an Audible.com.
Oh, I already got it. I already got it, and I read it in 2 days.
Yeah?
Freaking 2 days. It was freaking hilarious.
Now, if you were to write a book, what would it be called?
Oh, that's a good question. I just told my girlfriend, I'm like, I gotta write a fucking book. Because I got some stories.
Oh, please. Do tell.
Well, 19 years doing what you're doing.
Let me make sure my daughter's not on the line. No, I got some stories. Yeah, we do. Actually, my girlfriend and I, we take a girls' trip to Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we go back to Ocho Rios, and we almost go like every other year, pretty much.
Really? Do you get your groove back every year?
I do.
Oh, really?
I do.
Why do you come back?
You know, I got kids. I'm responsible for. Yeah. But,
so you get
we have
the
a
young
great
Taye
time.
Diggs looking guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that just a movie or they really?
No, this is the real life. This is real truth. Like, people go to Jamaica to get their groove back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe I need to take a trip.
Yeah. Hey, you need your groove back? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
These
I'd be all about it, but I can't leave
these
this
Hollywood rock stars that you go to Jamaica.
You say you're in a band after 30, I'm just like, go.
Yeah, it's real. This is, yeah, Jamaica's like real life. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
It's an amazing
with 3
time.
people in
It's
the film
amazing
business after 30.
Yeah, but I appreciate that. No, and we had a great show.
Oh,
it was a great show. We're going to do another show on March 6th back at the Liquid Zoo.
Yes, and
So.
yeah, I've heard there's some. I mean, the A to Z
think he
comedy
wants me to
tour.
host.
It's an interesting concept. That's
It
why I
is
wanted
a
to
great
be part of it.
concept, though, right? I mean, there's
Kind
nothing
of.
out there right now in regards to any reality comedy
Yeah,
shows.
they're
About
kind of
how to
mixing-
get started, what you have to do, and
Kind of. What they do is they detail the comics, they interview them on YouTube, and then
Yeah.
you go to the show and you just see what they're all about.
yeah.
And you know, they interviewed all your. The funniest thing, I actually saw that YouTube clip today.
Which one?
The one, and when I saw it, I thought maybe I'm part black because it was the one about that you have to drive like 30 miles out of the way, so you can get the free parking. And
Yes. Yes, this is
And we
true.
all
Black
have-
folks, we do
some
not.
white folks do it too.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Because we will just keep looping around. Just keep looping around 10 times. Okay, nope. So like today, like I'm going back and forth. I'm like, oh, okay, all the parking meters. I'm just gonna have to walk. See, I got my good tennis shoes on. I'm gonna have to walk.
I do the same thing, and I'm that guy too. That like,
I mean-
even if there is a spot, I park where nobody else is near me because I drive a Cadillac. So I'm like, if I get a ding on this thing, I will kill somebody. So I'm that guy that parks 100 miles away.
I mean, you can use that money for something else, right?
Right, you would think.
Yeah, like lunch or dinner or something.
right?
Yeah.
Like-
Or gas to get the other parking spot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, my grandmother's husband used to do a thing. It wasn't the parking, but he would drive literally 10 miles out of the way to save 5 cents on gas. He would.
Yeah. Well, like, right.
That's a New York
You
thing.
waste
No,
gas.
he
That's
lived,
a New York.
he lived,
New York.
he lived in Buffalo, so he would go to the Indian
Yeah.
reservation.
Like, I know I do. I waste gas looking for cheaper gas.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, no, that's 10 cents. No. I can beat it. I know I can beat it somewhere. Now, maybe across town.
I'm a creature of habit. I have my gas station right before I hit the 405. I go there all the time. But I won't use my card because they'll charge you 35 cents. I'm like, cash.
Oh, Arco.
Arco,
Arco, we know who that is.
And traffic.
Right, you know who are you? Everybody's nodding in the studio.
I mean, like, it seemed like I was coming from, Zimbabwe trying to get here today.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to go down Fairfax. I was like,
Me too.
ah,
The worst.
one lane.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's horrible.
People won't let you
And,
in.
and when you walked into the comic book store, what'd you think?
I was like,
You know, Russell
This
Brand
is
just
different.
played the showroom over there
oh, wow.
tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually out there waiting for
This
us.
seems like an amazing place.
Yeah, no, this is
Like
really
a cave room and everything.
No, this
Like,
is-
you
this
guys
is
should
future
see
comedy.
where we are. Like,
this is the Nerdist School Studios.
I'm like, am I safe? No.
Right. Actually, it blew my mind walking in.
Thank goodness Hannah came to get me.
Yeah.
Yes,
This place is insane.
yes. You're in the whitest place and the whitest person of all to get you. That's
Right.
No, but this is
Me? She's like, wait, you talking about me?
You're so white, you're glowing in
She's
here.
like, wait, hold up.
No, but it's funny because I've been telling people for years. This is kind of, and we had Ron Swallow on last week who specializes in nerd comedy and comic book references and things like that. This is kind of the future of comedy. This is where we're at the studio. It's not because there's four podcast studios.
Nice.
This is the school studio. In the
Okay.
theater, they're doing an improv class.
Yes.
In this other room, they're doing an improv class. There's basically everybody. The music business is done, except for maybe rap and country.
Yeah.
So anybody that would have started a punk band or an indie band
Forget
or
it.
anything like that, they're doing comedy.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
This is where it is.
And with YouTube now,
Yes.
to do a 10-minute cute video, he's going to make more money than like the bands of nights like Cake or bands like that. They would never be doing music now. They'd be doing comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
And even the musicians then, the girl from Slater Kinney, she's doing a show. So this is where it is. Everybody's doing comedy.
Damn, I wish I had more talent.
Oh, stop it! You've got plenty of talent. See, not only does he do weird stunts, which you've done, and we'll talk about that. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we've talked about before, but The staple, people staple money to you. That might happen later.
The staple guy.
I asked you if you brought your staple gun.
And my answer was, it's like my American Express card. I
never leave home
without that bad boy.
Oh.
That's how he makes money. Now,
all day.
There's different denominations now. Just a dollar just gets you the chest.
Well, the higher the bill, the more sensitive the place. That's right. And actually, I'm not afraid to drop pants. You know what I mean? $100 puts a nutsack to the leg, and you pull the trigger. Come on!
And
liberating.
And celebrities have done this.
Oh, man.
Kat Von D did this.
I was going to say, I wish I didn't promote it as much as I do. I never thought people would actually go for it, but on a monthly basis, I get some metal through those things a couple times a month. Yeah.
So how are you able to make sure that it doesn't hit,
Well, you got to be
balls.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to make sure you get a nice, good piece of the burlap. You know, you got to.
You're that
burlap. Now I am. My left side, I can wrap around my fucking knee. Because I've been pulling that.
Wow.
As long as you get enough burlap out there and you make sure no grapes roll down in the process, you're good.
Right.
You know?
Well, if it's really cold.
Well, if it's really cold, I use my other hand to block how tiny my penis is. And just
No, but I mean, because they sort of tighten up.
Well, the worst part about it is if you do it outside.
So you guys would know the skin tightens up.
It does, but the problem is once I stretch it, and the staples shot. It goes through 2 layers of the nutsack and then a layer of the skin. So the problem is once it's stapled, the whole thing fucking retracts and it just fish hooks the staple and it hurts like.
And the first time I saw like people getting stapled like this, both in wrestling and in sideshow, I thought it was fake. I thought there was some trick to it.
No, there really isn't. I mean, there's obviously easier ways to do it than not. Like stay in the gut. But at the end of the day, you're buying right off the shelf at Home Depot a fucking industrial staple gun. You're throwing staples in, and people tell me they're like, "Well, do you clean them before you do it?" And I'm like, there's actually no way. I mean, they're held together in reams by glue. They bust apart. There's dust and fragments. You just deal with it. And at the end of the day, I mean, I know it's kind of whatever, but I've seen people do this to the point where, like I said, wrestling and different sideshow stuff. Because I'm able to talk a little bit, and that's my shtick when I'm on stage.
Right.
I've turned a tip. Like I've made ridiculous money having people that you wouldn't even think that would do it, stapling me because of multiple things. Because one, it's human nature for people to see somebody else like in a physically uncomfortable position, and then you want to see somebody doing something fucking weird. Because if you see somebody so off, you can define yourself against that as like normal. Like, this guy's a fucking freak. I'm cool. Like, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Who have you seen that has made you think I'm normal?
No one.
I was gonna say.
No one. Not to me. It's like the opposite way of it. I think like doing the things that I do because I've been on tour with circuses. Like I've seen like the whole thing. To me, there isn't a normal. There is no set thing. Because like I said, you see certain people like. I've had a
Slipknot will go up to you like, that guy's fucked up.
Dude, the story with Kat Von D, I was doing the thing with Rob Zombie. Tommy Lee is running around. Now, he's like an idol because I love music. He's like the bad boy.
Yeah.
I come up to him, I start fucking with him. I'm like, hey, he stapled me. He's like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. No, so I finally convince him, boom, he staples me, we film it. Then we go back to like the tour bus afterwards.
Well, first you probably laughed at your dick.
Well, right? Well, he didn't staple my nuts that night. Yeah. Because,
He laughs at everybody's dick.
Well, I was going to say, that's all his turf at that point. I wouldn't be that dumb. But afterwards, it was funny, like, we've been hanging out all night. He was walking around with me, getting like his homies to staple me and shit.
Right.
So then we go back to the bus. We see, Rob Zombie, and he's like, "Yo, Rob." He's like, "Where'd you find this guy? He's fucking nuts. He's crazy." And in my head, I'm like, "This is like the badass motherfucker." You know what I mean? Like, pushed it all, and calling me a crazy fucker. So at that point, I'm just like, "Yeah, well." Kind of accepting, like, I guess I am. I guess I am kind of fucking nuts, But to me, I've been doing it like literally just last month was 10 years. So it's like. Is the norm to me now, you know what I mean? Like shit'll pop off on the street. We'll be, in 7-Eleven. I'll be with my fiance in 7-Eleven getting freaking hot dogs, and something nut will be going down, in the street or in the place somebody screaming and yelling. I don't even blink an eye anymore. Like unless you're unconscious, like twitching, covered in blood on the floor. I don't know if that guy's putting on a show because I do that. Like I walk into McDonald's, I pull out the staple.
But do people recognize you on the street from the shows?
Yeah, recently this past year it's been fucking nuts. Like my fiance could test with this. It was really everywhere we go. How does she feel
about this?
At first she was like intrigued by it. She didn't really know tricks and this. Then now that she has to like not only like the other night I fall asleep and she started rubbing my back and she ran over a staple that we missed. It's been sitting in my back for like 3 days. And pull it out. She was like, "What the fuck?" So she gets worried, my safety and stuff. But she started doing fire breathing. And
she's part of the show now.
And now she's a co-producer of the big show, and we
Right.
go fucking ham, dude. We just
Don't try this at home.
Well, I think
Yeah, go to a friend's house.
My question is, what did her family think when she brought you home?
That was an issue because my family, right? My family, since I was a kid, they were like, "This guy's a fucking idiot." So I was very. But her parents are super conservative. They're very open-minded.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I love them. They're fantastic.
And she's fantastic.
Yeah, but they're conservative, and they like her father's like an accountant. You know what I mean? So like, you went a different way in life. They appreciate.
No kidding.
Yeah, they appreciate what I do and can respect an art of it. You know what I mean? What it is. But every day they look at me and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's not even like the get a real job thing. It's like.
Well, if you're making
do
money,
something
right?
else. Yeah. Well, and that's what it is. But the issue, just like anything else, there's no fucking pension plan in what I do.
Yeah,
I make one false move, I slip, I break my neck. It's the end of the game. You know what I mean? And I go pretty crazy. But just like with anything else, the industry we're in, being an actor, doing anything, you got to get in while you can, make your fucking millions, make bucks, bank that shit, and then just ride it out. And hopefully get involved with other stuff. I'm starting to get involved with some acting, like stunt work, some voice work. You know what I mean? I might be the guy. I think fuck it, maybe this year I'll start a punk band.
Already?
And I'm gonna have I'm gonna play bass. I'm gonna bring all my homies in. But just keep my hands on a little bit of everything. But I've been very lucky. Everywhere I go this past year, dude, it's been like nuts. People recognize me. Like, it's always the Staple Guy shit too. It's like, you look really familiar. I'm getting my tire changed. You look really I had a plumber come to my house. He's fixing stuff. He's like, oh, look at this. He pulls up a picture of his son stapling me at Ozfest and shit.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's been really cool.
What's worse? Like, okay, the staple actually getting stapled or the removal of it, especially down there.
Down there, the removal is worse. 9 times out of 10, the removal does suck. That's worse because sometimes they'll fish hook and they'll go over the same hole again, and like I hate when they're coming out. But
how do you get it out? Do you actually get like a staple puller? Or do you?
That's
pull
my
it
fiance. A bottle of liquor and her. She's my staple. I stand there like
fingernails.
Yeah, I hold my arms out and she one by one.
Fingernails or tweezers or
no, by hand. Grabs a hold of them and pulls them out. Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, that's an interesting foreplay.
It's a whole new meaning to blood money. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's. Trust me, this is gonna be. I've been to parties at his house. This is gonna be some money. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like the 1931 Freaks movie. It's gonna be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I think David Lynch is gonna direct the wedding. But
actually, I have him locked in my basement.
But Toni, speaking of acting,
yes.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be, but I was because of the last minute, I wanted to have you on. I just wanted to prepare more.
Okay.
But were you in a movie with Mack 10?
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
I know Mack 10 had a movie.
Thicker than water.
Thicker than water. Did you play his love interest?
I did.
I'm gonna watch that shit tonight.
You're right. You can find it somewhere.
I will. Oh, let me tell you, it's out there, girl.
No, it was,
We'll go to a swap meet and get it. Whatever we gotta do. We'll go downtown to Santee Alley and get the bootleg DVD.
Right. It's out there somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah, I had a couple of two cameo scenes in there in the movie. It was fantastic. Working alongside Mack. He's actually a really good friend of mine.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he is, and it was great. It was, Fat Pun at the time. He's passed away.
A Big Pun.
Oh, it's a Big Pun. Okay, yeah. Big Pun. I'm thinking of Fat Joe. Fat Joe. I'm getting them all confused. Yeah. No, Fat Joe. Yeah, he
Trust me, I'm up on all the rotund rappers. I know them all.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
Fat Joe. Then he looks.
Fat Joe. Yeah, he was in one of the scenes too with
right.
me. But Fat Joe is a Big Pun, and then Ice Cube made a little special appearance. But yeah, it was Mack 10's first independent movie.
Is that what he's doing now?
Well, no, he's actually producing now.
Okay.
He's mostly producing. Yeah, so he's got a couple of artists that he's producing, and he's got 1 million kids.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Now, your kids are not among them.
No, and my daughter's on now. I'm like, okay, take her. I see her. She just popped on. No,
yes.
yeah, I have a daughter. She's 4th year college.
Wonderful.
Praying that she finishes next year because mommy's up to here in school loans. And my son is so she's at Cal State East Bay.
That's great.
And my son is at Sacramento State. It's his second year.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
that's why
kids.
So I'm trying to get back into the acting, and I'm waiting for somebody to give me a big break.
How did you meet Mack 10?
Well, I met Mack 10. My mom and his mom were best friends. So I've been knowing him for years. Before he was 10.
Right.
So you know the real guy, like you know.
He's nothing. He's
you
nothing.
You know what's bullshit and what's not.
Yeah. He's nothing. What what you think.
Yeah.
He's a real cool, easy breezy kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
But then he put the camera on and he's like, I'm gonna cap your fucking ass. That's
all North Side, West Side, it's all that. It's all that. I'm like, whatever.
I know your mama, fool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He went to Inglewood. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
He got a little rep from Inglewood.
Right, yeah.
But anything else is like...
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, it's sort of past, but there was a time that you had to have that hard gangster
Oh, absolutely.
thing.
Now he's suited and booted.
You gotta do it, yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah, that's where you come from. You gotta start there, The successful, smart cats know how to pull themselves out of that.
Yeah, you can't, when you're like 52 and you're still saying that, like, East Side, North Side, you're just not having to do it.
Yeah.
Here's my ARP card,
Exactly.
What's on that fool, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And boy, my rap lingo is so horrible. I'm so white tonight. It's just so
who's your favorite rapper?
Who's my favorite rapper?
Yeah,
funny you should mention that, because somebody asked me that. I was doing a photo shoot, and I was all in goth makeup. And this 16-year-old came up to me, and he's like, can I ask you a question for my podcast? Because everybody's doing it now. Yeah. And I told him, and he had no idea what I was talking about. My favorre rapper is Kool Keith.
Kool Keith, wow.
I've never heard. Who's Kool Keith?
Kool Keith, he was in the ultramagnetic MCs in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in the 90s, he had an album, Dr. Octagon. Go on YouTube and check it out.
Okay.
And it's just crazy production, and his flow is weird because he doesn't even sound like he's rapping. He sounds like he's just talking. And then as you're hearing it, you're like, everything's rhyming, and it's just, but he just sounds like he's talking. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my favorite rapper.
Mine would be Biggie, I think.
Really?
Biggie and Tupac. Well,
see, that everybody says
actually, that. Tupac, maybe.
I think Tupac's better than
Tupac,
Biggie.
yeah. I'll go with Tupac, absolutely. Because, just the rhymes and the poetry and the spoken word.
Right.
Well, it's rougher it's harder than you would think, because I've actually dabbled, tried, and I can't do it. And trust me, there's a lot of rappers that can't do it either. But the ones that can do it, the ones that can do it, it is an art form. Now, Biggie, I honestly was not a fan. I should rap my big guys. I remember somebody on a radio show said that he sounds like he's got a ham sandwich in his mouth every time he raps. And I'm kind of with that. But
now Kendrick Lamar's
great.
Is amazing.
There's a lot.
Who's your favorite rapper?
Man, that's like. Oh, man,
and you've worked with a lot of rappers.
And actually, I was in a rap group. Believe it or not.
Really?
We got you've heard Insane Clown Posse, obviously.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're just insane.
We got signed to Psychopathic Records for a short time. Me and my buddy had a group. We went out for like an MC contest, and we won it. And then, long story short, we got like a little deal with them, did some stuff, and hung out in the studio, recorded a little bit with them. But that's like on some whole other shit. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things where I was like, man, I'm really good at talking, and I can talk kind of fast.
Yeah.
I'm sort of funny, but I have a good voice.
Right.
So I was like, whatever I could. Rap about, whatever flowers and shit, and it would sound good if it's produced well. So I was like, we'll give it a shot. So it was just a blast writing beats and, being involved doing that, making the whole thing go down. And then so at that point, like I said, whole newfound respect for a lot of shit. And man,
it's harder than you think.
It's the hardest, not only is it harder than you think to make that happen, it's like you said, it's pretty easy to do. It's hard to be very good. It's hard to stand out and get your own style and stand out in the crowd. And people have asked me this all the time, man. If I had to nail it down and say one rapper of all time is my favorite, I'd have to say Chuck D.
Chuck D's great.
Yeah, I would have to. He just all around inclusive, just like this shit.
And it's funny because I tweeted last year because they had another one of these top 10 rap lists, top 10 rappers of all time. It was always the same guys. Tupac, Eminem, Biggie, Jay-Z, blah 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 blah. And I tweeted, how come Chuck D's never on these lists? Now Chuck D actually,
old school.
Chuck D, we follow each other on Twitter, and he really he misunderstood what I was saying. He totally flipped. He's like, man, what you talking about? I'm in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, blah 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 blah. And everybody started like attacking me. I'm like, no, I mean he should be on the list.
Yeah. Right.
And he said that KRS was the go.
Oh no, that's.
Well, yeah, because that's it's like
that's
pioneering stuff. But actually, I met what the hell was it we were doing? What event? Rage.
Right.
And it might have been Ozfest this past year, Ozfest or Knotfest. And actually I met all those guys. We were smoking, doing our thing, and he was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Chuck D was just still looked young as hell too.
He was great.
Great shape, still down to earth.
And but can still rap.
Dude, not only still rap, but everything with
him.
That's what I'm saying. Every time you talk to him, you feel not liberated, but you want to just start a revolution. You know, he said 3 words.
The
to me,
revolution
that's
should
what I'm
not
saying.
be televised.
Yeah,
It should be live.
Yeah, he's, you know what I mean, like the whole
going
thing.
on marching. I'm gonna,
Yeah, we take the photo and he like puts the fist up and I walk away. I'm like, oh, my girl, shit. Like I walk away. I'm just like, oh, let's burn this mother down. Like,
no, I can see that. Yeah,
he's funny.
Yeah, fuck Whitey. I can see that. What's your favorite rapper, Hannah?
Oh, here we go with white girl jokes again. I don't listen to rap. I'm strictly rock and roll.
Is there any rapper that you like?
No.
There's not one rapper that you like.
My friends call me. They're like, "You're so close-minded and you're a music snob." I'm like, "No, I like everything from
You're
classic
not even
rock."
the Beastie Boys.
No, I mean you gotta
There's
pick
not
your
even
right
one
when I was
rap
a
song that
kid,
you like?
obviously.
Ice Baby something.
No, not Ice. Vanilla Ice, no.
Is there one
Vanilla Ice, would you
Is there one
took it all
rap
the
song
way
that you
back
like?
there.
That's kind of fun at a
I
party.
mean, I like California Love. Growing up in Alaska, I was like, I'm gonna learn all those cities. You know.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Tupac and Dr. Dre.
Well, that's old school. But
That's
a
old school.
classic.
Yeah, well, we're all talking old school.
Yeah.
None of us
right.
are like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
The epitome of talent was there.
Yeah. It was. I mean, back then you really had to earn it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you had to, you had to bring it. But that's like comedy.
Right. Well, there's a reason why we're not sitting here talking about Criss Cross. You feel me? Like, there's a reason why.
Comedy, you gotta bring it. You
gotta bring it.
You do have to bring it.
And that was the thing about the show that we did because people were like, "Wow, what a tough crowd." I'm like, "It's not a tough crowd, but they're not going to give you anything. You got to take it."
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing.
And it was an interesting. When I walked in, I had never been to the Liquid Zone. I'm like,
right.
Okay.
It's a dive bar.
It's a little bar.
It's a little dive bar.
Yeah.
But what was great about it was
nice little show.
It was all people to see the A to Z comedy tour.
Yeah.
None of the locals.
Yeah. Right.
It was.
Well, maybe at the bar, huh? Was anybody
there were
at
a couple
the
at the
bar?
bar. Yeah. Well, a couple of my. Well, it was my friends of the White Comics were at the bar, but that was basically it. And it was because I when I first started doing comedy, I was in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
And I would do black rooms.
Okay.
And that's how I you got to step the energy up a few notches, and you got to really get to the punchline.
Yeah.
And have you? Here's the thing. I was going to ask you about this. I was going to comment about this on Facebook, but I don't think I'm qualified. It was just as especially being a Caucasian comic that I am. I'm talking about race way too. Hannah's getting very.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little nasty comments.
No. Hannah's getting very uncomfortable. Hannah's getting very uncomfortable.
I didn't think so at all.
No. Hannah's getting very uncomfortable. She's like.
I didn't think so at all.
Hannah's white. No, but Phase on Love was on a radio show.
Oh.
Did you hear about this?
No.
Phase on Love is a terrific comic. He was in. He did the voice for Baby's Kids. That's what he's famous for. But I've done shows with him. He's very funny. He said he was throwing shade at Dave Chappelle.
He was throwing shade at Dave Chappelle?
Oh yeah, he was.
Wow.
He said that Dave. First off, he said that Dave Chappelle's not funny, which is that's a matter of opinion. But what he said was, white America made Dave Chappelle. He did not come up through the black rooms.
I don't
know.
I don't know. I can't answer that. I just know, Dave is funny as hell.
Right.
I mean, the skits. I don't know if you guys have seen the last special that he did on Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
that's like
good.
Success hits,
it's his
though.
norm. I mean, it's
doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
like
all the greats back in the day. Like think of like Eddie Murphy. Think about Richard Pryor and cats like that. That like when somebody says to me, "Oh, what comics like?" And even Martin Lawrence. Those were cats that I never listened to white comics. They were never fucking funny to me at all. You know what I mean? I never did. But like you said, at some point, whether they start off or not, I think once you've reached success and you can pull your ethnicity and your sense of humor to pitch to certain things. Yeah. If you can take humor like that, like almost we call it, like city humor almost. Yeah. If you could take that and get, stupid little regular Barbie doll rich white kids to understand that or laugh at it, you just fucking crushed it then.
Right.
You have perfect success. And I think only a few do that, you know what I mean? And the ones that really can hit any ethnicity and make those people laugh, those are the best comics.
And I mean, Martin. To me,
Martin, I think, is the most underrated comic out there.
Oh, fuck you.
Martin
I think he is hilarious.
Far.
And the reason he's underrated, honly, he's not a good actor.
I used to date Martin.
Oh, really?
What? Now the bar. Damn,
no pun intended. Right. Wait a second. No.
He's like my all-time favorite comic.
I wish you would have told me this before.
We only have 2 more minutes.
You could get Martin up on this show.
Right.
Well, please, no.
8 minutes left.
Tell.
Do tell. Well,
I think that the next show got knocked back about 10 minutes.
So Martin, so we had a mutual friend named Ken Sagos, And Ken was in on all of the Freddy Krueger movies.
Oh,
the heavy set guy, you know, who's like the only black guy.
He was in the 3 and 4, right?
He was in all of them. And so, but I knew Ken. Ken and I were close friends. Martin had come into town, and
were you doing comedy then?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. And he was staying with Ken because they had just booked What's Happening Now. So you remember the What's Happening with Rerun and D and all that, but they did a spinoff of What's Happening Now, and so
the less we say about that, the better.
Yeah, and so literally, I came over to visit Ken, and Martin was there, and Martin's like, "What was that?" You know, and he's like, "Oh, it's just my friend." And we started dating. And, you know, that was pretty much it. But no, we hung out.
Did this inspire you to do comedy, just being with him?
You know what? No. Not on a bad tip. No, but when we went out, he was very quiet. He was very quiet. I had never even seen his comedy when we were going out. You know, we were just going to the movies and stuff. He was new here, so he didn't know anybody here because he was from like the Washington, D.C. area.
Right.
And so, no, I wasn't really inspired by that.
You know, Darren's from Baltimore, so be careful.
Okay.
Don't use your womanly charms.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, I didn't know he wasn't funny. I mean, you know, not going out. No, going out, he wasn't.
Right, no,
he was very cool.
He was saving all his material.
Exactly. I didn't know all that was in him. And then he used to perform at the Comedy Act with Robin Harris.
Right.
Okay, on 43rd and Degnan. And one day, I think a couple of me and my girlfriends said, let's go check him out. And I was like, my mouth just like dropped. Like, what? This is the same dude?
And all the dirty talk.
All the characters. I mean, I was
great.
like, wow. And then at that point I said, this guy. I mean, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And I was hanging out at the set with him when he was doing What's Happening Now all the time. I mean,
so you got to see Martin Lawrence.
Oh, I knew him when he was renting his furniture at with the Burbank. What is it? Rent to own. Rent to own.
And by the way, Hannah, look up Robin Harris.
Okay.
And you have to.
I don't know if you're aware of Robin Harris.
Baby's Kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but listen. Go to YouTube or listen to the stand-up.
Oh my
amazing, because he was to do the right thing. He was a John Fever. He was just about to hit. And
he died. He had a heart attack.
Wow.
Like 30-something years old.
Yeah, but he looked like he's 50. So
He did.
He did look older than he was.
Yeah, but he was amazing, and he performed at the Comedy Act Theater, and he would put the spotlight on somebody. You would be so nervous to even get up because if you got up while he was up, you know, he goes, spotlight. And then he just talk about your ass. He's like, oh, look at her. Look at that bird nest on top of her head. What's she doing? Popping up like toast. Popping up. I mean, he would just go on and on.
Mack performed with Bernie Mack.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing about him, he really needs to get a better postmortem agent because Bill Hicks and Mitch Hedberg are more popular than ever. And people forgotten that Robin Harris learns it.
Oh,
right. And he was one of the greatest of all time.
He was.
And Martin Lawrence, to me, is one of the greatest of all time.
Martin, by far. The characters, by far.
And
they're talking about bringing it back.
Right.
The Martin Show.
Really? Well, they're bringing every 90s show back.
Right. I hope so. I've seen every single episode like 50 times.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
Oh, man.
Bro, man. Mine is the karate
from
dude.
the fifth floor.
Mine is.
Now, you dated him. Did you see any of those characters? Did you see?
I didn't see not one.
Right.
Not one.
It was fantastic. When he plays that little boy.
Not long. I mean, you know, we went out a couple times, went to the movies and stuff like that. You know, maybe a year or so. But no, I didn't see.
Oh, a year?
I told you. Well, but I told you, like my mouth like dropped when I saw like.
Right.
What he really, I mean, it was funny.
But did you see where he was?
But he was just getting started.
Right.
He was just getting started, and he was hanging out a lot at the theater comedy.
Right. No, Robin Harris was definitely.
I mean, that was his. That was like.
And you know, back then, that's where all the kings of comedy, Cedric the Entertainer, and Steve Harvey, and all those guys were on that. So that was a goal.
Do the Right Thing. That was his first big break with Spike Lee, right? Yeah. Do the Right Thing. And I knew then, I said, oh, I can't compete with these, these hoes out here. You know? I was like, I can't compete. You know what I mean? It's like, they're going to be.
Was he insane then? Because he seems a little insane now.
No, I'm telling you. He was very cool and calm. He didn't drink. He didn't do any of that. I didn't see.
He wasn't screaming in the middle of the street.
No, power to the people. No, none of that. It wasn't until after we had stopped talking and going out or whatever, and then I kind of saw like people were telling me, you know, Martin's kind of losing it. You know what I'm saying? I had friends that were doing movies with him at the time, like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Regina King.
Right.
She's a close friend of mine, and Wendy Robinson. And they were doing some stuff, and they would say they would come to the set, and he would be wigging out.
Please bring Regina King and all your friends out here.
You know what?
I love them.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yes. Well, you know Regina.
Oh, yeah.
You can't catch up with her. She's working.
She's always doing
She's working. Now she's behind the camera.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. She's directing. You know, you see her.
You should.
She's How to Get Away with Murder. She did. She was directing Scandal last season.
Yeah, she should be able to fit you and Mack and Martin Lawrence in there.
That's what I'm saying.
And I haven't seen her in quite some time. I mean, she's been really busy. Well, but we kind of keep in contact.
I gotta tell you, I knew this was gonna happen. Where did the time go? Let me
oh my God, I can't believe it.
I can't believe it here. We're not quite done yet.
Okay,
There's
great.
2 things we gotta do.
Okay.
And you tell me what order we do them in. Dangerous D's gonna do a stunt.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna give Hannah her.
I'm gonna be nervous about this.
Oh.
Let's do the stunt.
Let's do the stunt.
Oh,
I want to see the stunt.
All right, cool.
All right,
cool.
the stunt. What are we gonna do?
I have a little bag here. We can play around. Have some
All
fun.
right. Now, do you need a couple dollar bills?
You wouldn't mind helping me out, right? Okay.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do a few things. We're definitely gonna play with the staple gun. Don't worry, you're gonna help me too. You're gonna help me too. I won't hurt you. I promise. So we're definitely gonna use that.
Okay.
We're gonna show you how that works. But I do have this right here.
And by the way, Hannah, the white people in Get Out did not say Get Out.
No.
just so I saw, yeah. Just
no, Hannah,
yeah.
I need the keys. I need the keys now.
Okay, now what is
I
that?
need them now.
What in the world have you got there?
Now this is an animal trap.
Now this
Don't call it a bear trap. That'd be like a really small fucking bear. But it is a real live animal trap. And
you have a camel trap in your bag.
Yes, I have a few more traps, but this is the one that's the most fun. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this trap. We have another trap in here too that we're gonna set. And you're gonna help me out with that one if you don't mind.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
This is a real mousetrap.
Right.
You can see it's not been gaffed in any way. 100%.
How would I know if a Mousetrap's been gaffed?
Well, I'm showing you. You can hear. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I hear it.
It's a
Yeah, I
trick.
hear it now.
It's a joke,
Yeah.
but that's real.
Yeah.
Rich people don't know what the fuck this is, but
You're right, but the poor people know.
Got these all over my house, right? All right. So here we go. This one we're gonna set right here, and this trap here is actually so strong and powerful. I need to step on it to set it open. But once we set it open, we're gonna have some fun with these traps, and then I'll show you what the staple gun is all about.
Okay.
So this is 100% real.
Yeah.
And hopefully it won't break my bones here today.
Oh, let's hope not.
So this is what I'm gonna do.
That's going nowhere near your nuts, I'm assuming.
No, not this one, not yet. I'm still a little sober. This is what we're gonna do though. I'm gonna have you help me out with this, and you're gonna help me with that one. You can sit right there, that's fine.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you hold your hand like this right on top of that, just nice and flat, so it doesn't slide on me. And I'm gonna take my my rings off, so you don't think this is fake.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this one here, and I'm gonna set it. And what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you hold this up against my face. So you're gonna hold this trap with your hands just like this on either side. Don't worry, don't be scared and let go, because it won't snap you no matter what, the way it's being held. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold this just like this against my face. And on the count of 3, I'm gonna stick my tongue in the trap, and you're gonna let go, and then I'm gonna slam my hand into this trap, and then you're gonna let go. Okay? And then I'm gonna scream like bloody murder. All right,
Hold on one second. Let me
you gotta make sure you count to 3 nice and loud for me though. All right? You don't move, you'll knock my teeth out. So you hold it nice and still, okay? You got this? We got this?
Yes.
All right, we ready? You ready on the inside?
Hold on one second. Hold on.
Look, he's getting excited. He's like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. You tell me when. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Pull it.
All right, I need somebody to help me with this one. Somebody help me with this one. Push hard. No, push. No, okay, that's not working. Who's strong? Push.
You want me to push it? You got it?
And you can see the line that penetrated across my hand. It's real, but it didn't break anything. We're not broken yet. So go ahead, you can clap. It's okay. You can clap.
Oh my goodness.
And we're going to show you just how much fun we actually have instead of getting completely naked in here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this dollar bill right here. You're gonna hold this, and I'm gonna hold this. Put your fingers through here and squeeze really hard until it clicks.
Right now?
Don't hesitate. And what you're gonna do is put it right in the middle of his face. You ready?
This is what Hannah wanted to do at Not Festive.
Don't try this at home,
So right in the middle of the bill and squeeze hard. Squeeze really hard. Holy smoke! Wow, you're a bit stronger than you look. Jesus, you work in construction, don't you? You ready? Have you done this before?
No.
All right. You hold this here, and I'll hold this right in the middle of the face and squeeze nice and hard. You ready? Right in the middle. You gotta squeeze till it clicks. It's real. Squeeze nice and hard. Push. Ow! I'm kidding with that. I'm kidding with that. Look, this is the best part though, is watching it come out. So what I need you to do is take both of your hands.
Okay.
Grab a hold of either side of the bill, right next to where the staple is. Put this hand right here and pull forward.
Forward.
Pull. Aye. Oh, wow, that was actually not too bad. But you see a little blood and you see that that's real. Now it's your turn. You get to yank it out. That's always the funnest part. Don't touch that blood. You don't know where I've been. Pull out like, oh, there you go. There you go. And you can see. Oh, my goodness. I'm keeping these. By the way, you can see 100% real. You can see that the holes have been penetrated into the skin.
Do not try this at home.
A trick, a gag, or an illusion. This is 100% real. And kids, if you've ever heard somebody tell you, stay in school,
please do.
that shit's real. All right. Let's throw the shenanigans. But here we go. Let's get to it now. And you can go ahead and give your birthday gift out, because I'm sure that's going to be a little more exciting.
Here's the birthday. Oh, no.
I'm going to staple you. That's what I want to do.
Please, whatever.
Well, thank you for playing the staple game.
If we weren't running out of time, we would do that. But Hannah's been so great as my co-host. This is the beginning of a wonderful 4 shows in. They've all been great, haven't they?
Yeah.
They get better and better and faster as they go along.
They do.
Here is my gift to you, and I have a story behind this.
All right.
Walking in the rain.
Oh, thank you.
It is a Hillary Vanity Halloween umbrella. Open it inside.
Wow,
She's got, so it's good luck.
Oh, so it'll be good luck?
Yes, so I want and yeah, I gotta get this picture too. Hold on 1 second.
Your Band-Aid.
So, here we go. Oh, this is so cool.
Oh, Halloween.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's always Halloween.
Thank you so much.
Well, here's the story behind this.
Okay.
She sold out of those for Halloween, and people were so upset. They such a demand for Halloween. She just got those back in. So if you go to Hillary'sVanity.com, get your own Halloween umbrella. You better get them now.
That way you'll have them for Halloween.
Exactly. And I know it doesn't rain, but you know, in the summer it gets pretty roasting, so you can use it as a parasol.
I do need to actually use the parasol. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Happy birthday, Hannah.
Happy birthday.
And where does the time go? Toni, you've been a delight. I want to have you back on.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to find out what other famous people you've dated.
I know. How about this?
Right? We got Martin Lawrence, possibly Mack 10, but I don't think so. Maybe. So we got Martin Lawrence, Mack 10.
I'll keep you in suspense on that one.
I'm just going to invite all you guys to my shows for free now, though.
And when's your next big show?
So the next big show is probably, maybe it's March 6th. Maybe that's the one back at the Liquid Zoo.
And how do people get a hold of you or see you on?
So you can see me and check me out. Don't follow me and stalk me. But no, you can.
That's right, Martin.
Right. Facebook, Toni Taylor, and Instagram, it's Toni Taylor.
That's right.
Okay, so check me out.
That's
Follow me.
T-O-N-I.
Last night I was at the African American Film Festival, and they had it up in Hollywood. Saw all types of amazing people. Cast of Get Out.
Great.
Cast of Queen Sugar. Ava DuVernay was there. Amazing people.
Did they show the Back 10 movie?
No.
Okay.
They didn't.
They'll be showing that at my house tonight.
I didn't get my big break. Yeah, I didn't get that break.
And Darren, how do people get a hold of you, and what have you got going on?
You could, if you, on any social media term, you could hashtag DangerousD, just the letter D, or you can get a hold of me at DarinMalfi. That's at Darren Malfi, but I'm everywhere. And if I even notice that you come near my page, I will stalk you.
Exactly. And Hannah?
I am Hannah Bakk 666 on Instagram. That's BAKK, not BACH.
Right. And me, Goth Comedian, on all social media, and I want to give a shout out to Bobby Buck. When's your show?
Yeah.
Oh, your show's next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
And where's that at?
At the Revive Theater in Santa Monica.
Okay, the Revive Theater. It's a theater in Santa Monica, and that's Bobby Buck. who was supposed to do the camera work for us, didn't do it, but he
So he just actually sat in the corner.
He sat in the corner and laughed, which is good. And,
here's our live laugh track.
Go to Goth Comedian on all social media, gothcomedian.com, and everybody have a wonderful
week. Thank you, Doc Martin.
Next week, Psychic Readings by Terry Huberman and Miss Poisonous Return.
Yeah.